Elsewhere in the course, we talked about how to make text using splines. Now, there's a much more powerful version of text inside of Cinema 4D that lives in the MoGraph category called MoText. It sounds like a Spike Lee flick. So what we can do with MoText is right away have an extruded object as opposed to when we use the spline method and we had this. Now, the main difference between MoText and regular text is that MoText is ready to go right away with many of the effectors inside of the MoGraph. So we can do all kinds of really cool things, which I'm going to show you in the next lesson. For example, how to use one of the effectors like plane to make the letters bounce and that kind of stuff. Although I'll probably use another shape to do that. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we can quickly create what we did with the text before inside of the MoText. For example, as I said before, it's already extruded. And what we can do here with the extrusion is go to the depth property, and we can simply move the depth back like so. We can go to the caps category. We can go ahead and put on a fillet cap on the front. We can do one on the back. And just much, much faster than before. Let me go ahead and put on my line so we can see that. Now, like the other version of text, we can also change the subdivision of our object if we need to. We can change our font very easily right here. Let me go ahead and move this whole thing up a little bit. So we can change the font, and once again, it has to load. And I just started my Cinema 4D up a little while ago, so it has to reload those fonts. And we'll give it a couple of seconds to do that. And now I think I'm ready to go. So I could choose Lithos Pro, and I can choose whatever I want. And I'm ready to rock and roll. I can change the height, which is the same as before, the horizontal spacing, vertical spacing, and more. And if I have more than one sentence, of course, I have the other controls that I can manipulate. And as in the other version of our text, we can rename it here. Hit the tab key, and now we have our new text. And like before, of course, you can double click up here and change the name of the text. Now, an easy way to know which version of text you're using is by the little icon. So the MoText is going to be this big, bold green, and the regular text will be a blue color. So if you need to have both in the same scene, you can tell at a glance which one is which. Now, something else that's interesting, that right away with our MoText, we could render. And you'll notice behind there, the spline, because he really doesn't really have anything to render yet until we extrude it and add our caps and all that other kinds of stuff, has no real presence, so to speak. So nothing there. So when you need to create text and you want to have the flexibility to later on animate it with some of the MoGraph options here, I highly suggest that instead of using the splines, you go ahead and choose the MoGraph if you have it available.